thankful to be able to be here. I'm going to go into character pretty soon. So you see that my skin is coffee. That's where coffee comes from. And I think I can take this mask off.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I definitely respect the mask because we got to stay safe, everybody. So my name is Coffee because of the color of my skin, and also from my maternal mother's family. They come from Coffeeville, Mississippi. Then I get my middle name, Elova. Can you all hear me? I got it now. Elova from my grandmother on my paternal side. And even when I went to Africa, I was told as I was inducted into a group of people from Sudanese because they were on the run. They had to go to Uganda because they wanted to celebrate Jesus. And they were kicked out of their country. I was inducted into their tribe, and they gave me a name. It's an American name, Joanna. But they told me it means a lot of love, Elova. Then free is because we are all needing to be free. We need to be free from sin because Jesus made it so. We need to be free from racism. It's so ugly. We need to be free from abuse, free from drug use. We need God's freedom in our life. So come with me on a journey to freedom. Oh, that's where my family lives, in this beautiful, beautiful house in Africa. My daddy, he's the king. He is the king, and my mother, she's the queen. And my name is a Daisy. And I'm from Nigeria, and I just love to play and just run. And this is my dress, and I just love it. But one day, one of my friends said, I hope something happens to you, really me, because I don't like you being so happy. I said, that's not nice. Why? So that night, I went to sleep. And I slept with my favorite necklace that my grandmama gave me. I heard a sound. It was someone coming into our house. They were taking over. Mommy! Daddy! Where are you? Don't want to go now. I want my mom. I want my daddy. Please leave me alone. I want to stay in Africa. Well, they didn't leave me alone. They took me far away. And this picture represents that. On this ship, you may think that's something lovely. It is not. His people. And that's where I woke up. I woke up, and it looked like it was still nighttime. They took me. I was on a ship, and all of us were covered in our snot. And I knew I had to take my necklace off and hide it in my hair because I don't want anybody to take it because it's very precious to me. I woke up by strangers, and then I saw my cousin Anita, somebody clapped me in the head. It was not funny anymore. You might not know my accent, but I represent the people that you are from the motherland Africa. Beautiful people just like you, who were taken, stolen for the motherland, and brought to America against their will. No more seeing my mama and my daddy. I don't know where they went. I could not tell you. Oh, I tried to keep one thing, and it took months and months for us to go over the water to America, and I covered it up. And then they took me, they put chains on me. I don't want to go. I want my mama and daddy. They said, give me this. What is this? She don't really know. They took it. tried not to cry, because I noticed every time I cried, they'd smack me and knock my head almost off my neck. Oh my God. They sold me, that's what they said. Into enslavement, that's what they said. They said they needed somebody to take care of their land. I guess they didn't want to work. I don't know. They didn't like my dress. They said she can't wear that dress. She's gonna have to wear another dress. So they put me this dress on. And I was not too happy about it. I like the embroidery of my pretty dress. And then they didn't like my scarf. They stole it, remember? So then they put a scarf on my head and they made my hair look crazy. And I said, but I don't, you're not even doing it right. Can I tie it right? And they said, no, you belong to me. And I grew up there in this mysterious place. It was America. And they didn't like my name, Daisy, and they named me Marion. I said, who is Marion? They said, you are Marion. Say your name, girl. And I wouldn't say it. So one day, they took me, they slashed, boom, said Marion, boom, ah, boom, ah, boom, ah. I just went ahead and said, Marion. My back was black and blue. It was not a good day. And they had to help me. The older ladies who took me as their daughter, they took care of me in their own places. We only slept on the floor. We didn't have much, but we had love. We had one another. Oh my gosh. Years went by. No longer a little girl. I grew up. And I had some hope. And I thought maybe things would be better. And I was given this really nice sweater from the guy that they call the master. I don't know what the master is. I thought only God was the master. But this is what he gave me. And I said, oh, he's so pretty. Then he dragged me somewhere and did things I don't want to talk about. He hurt me. He punched me. He hit me. He touched me. And we know you don't touch children. Our bodies are private. Nobody touched the children. But this man did. And unfortunately, it resulted in shame and sorrow. It took months, 9 months, and a baby grew in my belly. And I said, I'm going to love this baby anyway. Because I've seen other ladies pregnant, so I knew what that was. But I didn't know how it got there. But that old ugly green-eyed monster did this. But I love my baby. And maybe one day, my baby will be free. So my baby was born, and I was so thankful. So thankful. And as my baby grew, I sang to the baby some songs from my home, and I even made an instrument out of some beans, and it kind of looked like this, like my shakery. And I sang the song. Simba ya simbo simba simba ya simbo simba My baby went to sleep. And then she grew and she grew. And so many of us, we passed on that special necklace I have hidden in my hair from my great-great-grandma. So generations passed. Things got good, things got bad. We need to always try to make the best of it. Well, they told me there was this lady. This lady named Harriet. They didn't tell me, but I'm telling you the story. It was my great-great-great-great-granddaughter, and she heard about Harriet. And they were going to try to leave this place, and they had to cover up because they got to go in the night. They stole us in the night. So maybe if we leave in the night, they won't notice. And he got a chance to think about Africa. And I will read one of my poems. It says, the African sky is unbelievable. It is the most beautiful sky that I have ever seen. It can be so beautiful at night. It is not perverted with tall buildings and telephone lines. It's free, open space. It's beautiful sky. It has so many stars. I think I saw a lion. And I think I saw the first time I see the Little Dipper. You know, that lion didn't really look like a lion to me, although it was so pretty. And the moon, it has a mist. It's magical. The moon has a cloud, several clouds around it, and they're brightened by the moon in certain spots. Its beauty is penetrating. The African moon, the African sky is superior and most beautiful. Hallelujah. So even in America, I saw the sky. That didn't change. And I saw God's beauty there. So my family, she heard about the tyrant. And some of us kept crying for freedom. And some of us wondered, are we going to make it with her or not? So some of us sang the song, Fix Me Jesus. Fix Me Jesus is an old spiritual song. And it's a song that says, make me right, Lord. Make me free, Lord. Here on earth, or maybe in heaven. Oh, fix me. Oh, fix me. Oh, fix me. Fix me, Jesus, fix me. Fix me for my journey home. Fix me, Jesus, fix me. Fix me for my starry crown. Fix me, Jesus, fix me. Oh, fix me. Oh, fix me. Oh, fix me. Fix me, Jesus. Fix me. Before my great-great-great-great-granddaughter got a chance to go, she was determined in her heart. She was not going to become who they wanted her to be. Here's a poem. I am being myself, creative and alive, different, unique, and loving it, just me. Getting past you, that person who tried to control me. The images are not the same. I am lost when I look in your mirror. I'm not myself, but I become myself. I'm becoming myself. I'm getting past you. I am becoming myself once again. So, that night, we had a time by the water. We sang "Oh Freedom." And I think those people in the big old house, they were asleep, so they didn't hear us singing. Oh freedom, over me, and before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to be with the Lord. Now, can you join me in this next song? Because this is a song that really get us riled up. It's called Wade in the Water. And it had a special meaning. Oh, we weren't just playing in the water like we do and go to the beach, but we were traveling somewhere. Let's give me a little clap. Come on, help me now. You gotta put yourself into this. Wade in the water. Wade in the water. Children, wade, wade in the water. God's gonna draw the water. See that man all dressed in red. God's gonna draw Our children even came with Harriet. Can you move forward? This is kente cloth. May you borrow it for a moment, but realize your people were the people who started civilization. Your people, my people, those from Africa, they found the oldest human remains in Africa. So guess what? Guess what? We're not white, black, Spanish. We are all human. We are all from one person, God Almighty. He is more than a person. He's God the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Well, I'm going to have to start closing my presentation because it's getting late. But we went with Harriet. And there were so many people who was with Harriet. We changed our clothes. We just threw those slave garments down. We didn't want those anymore. We were able to have our own style, so it seemed. Oh, this is just a fad. This is a fad that a lot of African kings might have. It's made of, what do you think? What do you think? What'd she say? You hear what she said? Feathers. Feathers, I like that, yes. You can feel it. It's not the it's the tail of an animal. I don't know when they collected it, but this is shooing the flies away and cooling yourself. Well, there were a lot of people. Even 2 years after slavery was emancipated by our president. His name, anybody know his name? Who emancipated the slaves? Who was it? What was it? Did you say Abraham Lincoln? Oh, okay. Well, it was Abraham Lincoln. And over there, further south, in Texas, there were people who were still enslaved. They didn't know for 2 years. When you get a chance, take a look at the display in the back. Some people don't have knowledge because we don't read it. And they kept that from our people, our ancestors. They did that on purpose. It's divisive. It is not of God. But in one picture back there, illustrated by an artist, the answer is in a book. And it happens to be the Bible with a key. This man has a chain around his head. He didn't know he was free. He didn't know he was free. It took 2 years later, on June 19th, 1865, for everybody to gain their freedom in America, who happened to be of African descent. We can't ever forget that. We must sound the bells of celebration. Freedom. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. Even on the back table are some pictures of other great African Americans. Celebrate them. Celebrate yourself. There's one picture, a display of children's names, and they did artwork from recycled things. And their names are on there, just like all the children's names. You're on there because you're destined for greatness. Yeah. Yeah. Destined for greatness. Yeah. Listen to God because He made you. Yes, yes, our children are destined for greatness. Yes. Celebration. Celebration. It's Baby Sunday. And when you might be going through, here's a little poem. He's in a fire with me. We all go through things, and our ancestors who happened to be enslaved in America, they sure did. But I know they kept a lot of hope alive in their hearts. He's in the fire with me. When you feel you are going through the fire, through the river, through the flood, or the flames, remember God is in the fire with you. God is the awesome power who delivered Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Yeah. They were not destroyed in the fiery furnace. In the heat of the flames, in the pain of the 7th hour, God moved. Yeah. Oh my, He is in the fire with you. Yeah. Don't ever think you're by yourself. He is still able to move, so don't cease your praises. You were praising Him really good today, in the good times, in the bad times. Don't cease your praises unto God. To the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He's the Lord of Lords. That means he's the head of your life. There is nothing or anything too hard for God to do. Don't give up and don't give in. Do not bow to the pain within. No longer accept the sad songs of the world. Remember, he's in the fire with you. And the last poem is Emerge. This poem I wrote out of a painful relationship that ended, but it was for my own good. Because God can make good out of the things that just don't seem right. He's able to do it because he is God. I'm going to change it a little bit. It's called Emerge. So it was generally written for the sisters, but it's for my beautiful brothers as well. Emerge to consciousness, my beautiful brown sisters and handsome brown brothers. Eradicate yourself from the flesh of shame and failure. Emerge, O eloquent ebony queen and gifted beautiful king. Do not allow your surroundings to absorb you. You are more. Can you say, you are more?
You are more.
Can you say, you are more?
You are more.
You are made of ancient African stock, a breed of freedom and creativity that cannot be contained. Your cocoon has broken. Your new wings of liberty are upon you. Pass the passage of time on top. See the bitterness of the past and remold it towards your own strength and fly on. Can you say fly on?
Fly on.
Fly on. You need not simply fly solo. You must master the art of solo soaring. But guess what? When you're solo soaring, you are doing that in faith. And you are being carried by the Holy Ghost. So he is a present help in the time of storms. He's going to help you to fly over those problems. You may crash down to rock bottom, but you will find strength in it to grow and emerge to wholeness. Emerge to wholeness. Can I hear you? Emerge to wholeness. Emerge towards a new morrow. Soar with new wings of independence and liberty. Emerge. God bless you all.